Thanks for tuning in to Jam Happy Hour, benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I'm Michelle, the M in Jam Cellars, that with my husband John, we started a decade ago. Live music has always been part of our DNA, and it feels great to host you with our easy-to-love wines while also helping musicians in need. Sweet Relief is a non-profit fund that provides financial assistance for career musicians and industry workers who are struggling to make ends meet. Over the past year, we've surpassed our goal of raising $25,000 for the fund. And with your help, over the next 12 months, Jam Cellars is committed to raising another $25,000 for Sweet Relief. Simply listen in, comment, share, or like, and Jam Cellars will donate $1 up to $2,500 per show if you do. Plus, you can click or text to donate directly to Sweet Relief. So pour yourself a glass of butter Chardonnay and get ready to enjoy some new music. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Welcome into the Jam Cellars Happy Hour, benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I'm Jana. I am super excited to be here this evening, not only because it's such a great cause and we always have a good time hanging out, enjoying some good jam wines, but I am really excited to get to spend some time with Sarah Jaffe, whose music I have come to just adore. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Jana. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having the time to come in and jump in with this. I mean, like we were talking before the show about, Sweet Relief Musicians Fund it was already a really cool, amazing, important thing because you as a touring musician for so many years have seen the ins and the outs of everything it takes to put on the smallest live show up to the largest live show. Mm-hmm. And, especially in light of the last couple of years, like, such an important thing to have. So thanks for jumping in and supporting it.
Absolutely. I'm glad I could be a part. Yeah, we're certainly not taking things for granted anymore.
No, I saw that you have been out. You've been doing a little bit of getting back out on the road. Like, how good did that feel?
It's it's a mutual appreciation that I'm not entirely sure if, at least I don't know that I was feeling that to its core until recently. Yeah, I went out with this amazing band, Torres, and it was great. The landscape is definitely different. It's definitely changed, but
it's a feeling. I went to and I just missed you in Nashville, by the way. I was so bummed. I saw the date and I was like,
that was one of my favorites. Yeah.
Oh, such a great city, such a great vibe. But I did like a small outdoor show. It was like my first show back to live music. And it was kind of like, everybody's kind of looking around like, And then it took like a couple of weeks and then people were like, God, give me my live music. Get me back out there. And it's exciting. I've really enjoyed being able to do like these personal things where you and I can hang out in our living rooms and we can talk and play music and get to know each other better and the fans can get to know you better. But then there is the energy of that live show that's so beautiful that's coming back.
It's irreplaceable, honestly. I think even mid-pandemic, I was certainly eating my words. I used to bitch and moan all the time about playing shows because of the ins and outs. It's just a lot of work, but man, oh man, did I miss that work. Yeah.
It's that new appreciation for it.
Yeah, an all new, deeper appreciation for what it is that I do. And the people that
plans to do more of it in the new. Can you believe we're talking about 2022 right now?
It's so weird.
It's so weird because I feel like we skipped 19 and 20 completely and 21. It's just Well, hopefully a lot of touring for everyone in 2022. In the meantime, we get to have these beautiful things here together, benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And for those of you that are just popping on with us, the really cool thing about tonight's show with Sarah Jaffe is that for every like, every comment, every share below here in these platforms, Jam Cellars is going to donate $1 for each one to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, up to $2,500 per show. So please click like, smiley face, blow kisses at Sarah, whatever you need to do to just like rack it up. That is your job while you enjoy this music. And I'm really excited. I've been listening to you in the house here for like a couple of weeks. I don't even know how to describe you don't have a genre.
Thank you. I like to think that I don't.
I mean, I don't want to pigeonhole it at all. Like, it's great. It's fantastic. It's
Thank
like,
you.
it definitely hits with a mood. Like, I've got my happy mood. I've got my sad mood. I've got my, I don't understand what's going on in the world mood. And it's like all these instruments and all these sounds. And I am so interested to see how you're going to pull this off sitting by yourself
Me
in your
too,
house.
girl. Yeah, me too.
Well, I would love to jump in. I want to set the mood. I want people
Hell
to
yeah.
hear your amazing music. Can we go ahead and jump in on the first song?
Let's do it.
I love it.
It's a song called Lay Low, Take Care. There's a voice in the back of my head. It goes round and round like a carousel. Put the phone down, get out of bed. Gonna get through it, don't overdo it. Stuck in rewind, need to reset. It's a lot, but I know it's temporary. Take a while just to clear my head. Gonna get through it. I should really let it go. Take care. Take care, I'm on my way. I swear, but right now, gotta go get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. Gonna get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. Did you forget about what we shared? It's in the lost and found like it was never there. Put the phone down, get out of your head. Gonna get through it, don't overdo it. It's so easy to feel misled. I got questions, I need answers. All apart, every layer I shed. Now I see through it, don't forget. Let it go, take care, let it go. Take care, I'm on my way. I swear, but right now, gotta go get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. Gonna get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. To the end I'm on, I move slow, but I'm on my way now. I swear, gonna get my shit together. I'm gonna get mine together. Let the lightning go slow, slow. Take care, lay low. Lay low. Take care, lay low. Take care, I'm on my way. I swear, but right now, gotta go get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. Gonna get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. To the end of all, I move slow. I'm on my way now. I swear, gonna get my shit together. Gonna get mine together. Take care, lay low. Together, take care, I'm on my way. I swear, but right now, gotta go. All right.
Okay, now I have a sense of how this is going to go. So, just like in all the things I've seen, I lose time with you, girl. Like, in a good way. Like, the songs like just really pull you in. I think most of us have been laying low and trying to get our shit together for the last 2 years. But, where does that come from? Like, is that storytelling? Is that you trying to put like that feeling of that moment into that song? Because I mean, I know what I take from it, but clearly it's a visceral thing.
Very much so. I mean, it's still very much applicable. But when I wrote it originally, I was coming out of a pretty gnarly breakup, and so all of the emotions were raw. And it was a dose of medicine that I needed to just kind of like lay low and take care,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing how that just connects. Yeah. I mean, that creative space, like you said, like you kind of dive into it to kind of like heal. And have you
Yes.
always kind of approached your music like that? Has it always come from like a personal place of like just, needing to get something
Always.
out?
Always. Catharsis, it is relief.
Hmm.
In that situation, that was really the only relief that I was able to really find. Just being in the studio and doing what I love, like
Yeah.
just kind of refocused and recentered my life in a way that I very much needed. So I feel like I always write from a place of that kind of vulnerability, although sometimes there are those rare occasions where I don't find meaning in something until much later, till after it's already written. I mean, which is always weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like
So.
something my therapist would love. It's like, go back and look at your journals, look what you wrote 6 months ago, and you're like, oh wow, there it is, right there in that song.
I'm doing the work. Yeah.
I'm doing the work. So we have that in common. That's good. We know the vernacular.
Yes.
Have you ever been out to Napa, California?
Not recently. I have been, but not recently.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful spot. I just the last time I was out there was with Jam Cellars at Bottle Rock, and if you ever have a chance to get back down there to the tasting room, it is just such a neat.
Here's looking at you, Jam Cellars.
Right.
Wink, wink.
But it celebrates like all things creative and all things music, and like celebrating live music tonight with the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. That this whole hour is about getting to know you better, but also about supporting the fund as well. So I just want to remind everybody: please like, comment, share. For every one of those, $1 is going to get donated by Jam Cellars to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, which is just super cool because, like I said, live music definitely took a hit, and we're coming back, which is exciting. And I'm already looking forward to Bottle Rock next year, and getting out to see some of your shows, hopefully, and maybe we could converge in Napa.
That's what I'm saying. Let's do it.
So obviously,
like it.
Your music is very cathartic, and that's how you get your feelings out. Did you always know that was going to be your creative space, or are you like also like, no, I can draw, I can write, I can sing, I can make music? Like, is it just like all creative?
I think so. I've definitely, I like to say that I've changed lanes, but I'm going in the same direction. I think at this point in my life, I have a lot of love for playing shows, yes, but I really love being in the studio. Production in particular. I love producing my own stuff, other people's. Like, I've really, especially with this past year and a half indoors, just a lot of time to learn new things, new programs. And so I've been diving in on the more technical side of things. Yeah.
I love that. I'm a total audio nerd. Like the first time I saw like Pro Tools and I saw how you could bend stuff and you could like change entire chords and fluctuations, I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah. So I don't have that artistic creative thing, except maybe like in sound. Yeah, like the sound production. That's really cool. Like I can get down with that.
Yeah. There's still so much I have to learn on that front, but it's fun. I don't
think you can ever stop learning in that sense. But you said you were working on other people's music. How unique was that for you to kind of step back into like a different perspective?
I love it. I mean, it's always like a challenge on the remembering that I'm not making my record. Yeah. That this person is their own artist. Mm-hmm. And that is a lesson that is very important because I need to remember, this beginning stage, how important it is to hear that. Because I've been on that side. Yeah. And you want to be heard. And so I've really just learned so much, grown so much from it. But I really I think approaching it from the collaborative aspect, like that this song or this record is not gonna exist unless we're both in here, like from a purist standpoint. And so just to make music for fun, that's why we all started. So it's been like the most rewarding process. That's honestly.
Really cool. Yeah. That sounds really neat. And you get to like celebrate it almost twice over. Because you get to celebrate them, you know, having it, but you get to celebrate your side of it too.
Exactly.
And especially like you said, you've been doing this a while. Like this, you're not new on the scene. Like you've
I'm an old Trump on the scene, you know.
Girl, that's not what I said.
No, I know, but that's my talent. I twist things. I have been doing this for a while, and my perspective on all of it has changed pretty frequently. But I think as long as I'm doing something creative and putting that creative momentum to work, then I'm a happy camper, honestly.
Well, and your perspective coming in as a 20-year-old versus, you know, later down the line, and I'm not giving up any ages here because mine's woo, but
exactly.
Of course the perspective's going to change, but the fact that you also get to grow in that, and you're so known for your vocals, and you're so known for your lyrics, and your very individualistic style, that it's like, I think it takes time to cultivate something like that. So I think it's really cool. Like, I like where you're at. Selfishly, I want to sit back and have a sip of my butter. Might be drinking on the job.
I can't wait.
I've got a couple of favorites that I've been listening to here lately. I think you might be diving in on a little twofer musically for us. And I am just going to, again, lose time and remind everybody, if you like what Sarah's doing, please comment below, because every comment and every like, it's $1 to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And we get to have her perform for us right here in our own homes. So Sarah, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
In testaments, old and new, there's a thin red river running through, and my eyes are like these golden gates, holding testament to each lovely face. The world over, the world begun, let us prostitute our mouths for fun. Be easy with your words and truth. Oh, now I'm even born again. I'm even born again. Ooh, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah. Pink and orange and blue and white. I remember what the sky looked like. I remember how your face looked too. The rain had come to make it new, to clear our minds from all we do. The sky was watercolor thin, and now I'm even born again. I'm even born again. Now I'm even born again. I'm even born again. Dark energy, stay away from me. I'm gonna fight for myself. Lethargy, you can go hell. You were never really a friend to me. I hear it takes a long, long while to feel the ripple with a tear. Two black holes collide. Space-time continue on.
good to myself. Super ego, you can go to hell. You're only half as good as I hear it takes a long, long while to feel the ripple. Two black holes of light, space-time continuum, space-time continuum, space-time continuum, continuum. Dark energy, stay away from me, stay away from me, stay away from me, stay away from me, away from me, stay away from me, away from me, stay away from me, away from me, dark energy. Stay away from me, away from me. 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 Dark energy, stay away from me, dark energy, stay away from me, away from me. Stay away from me, dark energy, stay away from me, stay away from me.
I think, I guess I'm gonna do another. All right.
This LUV is a BIG LOAD, a PILE of BULL SHIT. Oh, 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 oh. Naming my lover, oh, your heart beats free. Don't turn round, my lover, over your eyes to me. Ooh, ooh, let me tell you what to do. Ooh, ooh, let me make the jungle to you. Ooh, ooh, what a complicated smile. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's look after regular with love. Let's look after regular with love. Hooray for love, hooray for love. I'm looking up I'm looking up, but the sky's the same. I love you. Let's see. I'm not in a hurry, but I don't have the time. I'm feeling your energy. I know you're feeling mine. I used to play those games, but I won't play them anymore. So can we skip the formality? I had it up to here. Had it up to here, girl. Had it up to here. Let me whisper in your ear, girl. I know what I like, I don't wanna wait. Let's keep the small talk, baby. Let's keep the small talk. Let's keep the small talk, baby. Let's keep the small talk. Let's keep. Spending too much time stressing, too many tears cried. You wanna be close to me. I'm reading all the signs. It's safe to say that I'm not like before. So can we skip the formality? I had it up to here. Had it up to here, girl. Had it up to here. Let me whisper in your ear, girl. I know what I like, I don't wanna wait. Let's keep the small talk, baby. Let's keep the small talk. Let's keep the small talk, baby. Let's keep the small talk. Let's keep I know what I like, I don't wanna wait.
I love that. I love the whole arc of what just happened there from like, going from like this dark energy of just like, and then you coming around, you're like, wait a minute. I like your energy. I want your energy.
That's
You should bring your
right.
energy on over here. It's like,
Girl, you're like ideal.
the heart
get it.
heals.
Ideal.
The heart.
It
I'm-
does, yeah.
I'm feeling, having recently gone through
Not
Listen.
fun.
not fun, but you do find out a lot about yourself.
Yes, ma'am, you do.
And you find out a lot about other people.
That's
And
right.
you really connect with music when it speaks to you, like when it comes across in that way, and you're just like, oh my God, like everything
Right?
you're singing, I'm feeling. And
Everything. It's visceral, exactly like what you said.
yeah. But then,
Yes.
like, when the happy song comes on and, you got the good stuff going on, it just kind of reminds you, like, everything's a cycle. Everything will come through.
All of it.
Like,
Exactly.
feel it. You get to write about it and share it, which is pretty awesome. And I
It
think that's
is.
why you have some very loyal fans, I would say.
They are super loyal. It's
I think
amazing. I
You've
love
got like you got them like it's like almost like a heart catch. It's like once
that. Oh, I love that.
you've got it, you're just like, oh, that's my person. I got to hear more of that, or
I love that. Thank you.
what else are they gonna say? So
Love
love
What
it,
is she
loving.
gonna say?
It's like, what's next?
Yeah.
What are we gonna go through life together as in this next round? So
It
cheers
is
to that.
cyclical. Salute. Cheers. It is all a cycle.
Some days it's hard to remember that, but
Yeah,
other
when
days,
you're feeling it, it's hard to see outside of. But Yeah, I mean, I've looked out in life with the people that I've got around me. So
Yeah.
it always pushes the gnarly part of the process. Like
The dark
it just
energy.
speeds it exactly into a quick recovery. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think music is such a big part of that too, though, because
Absolutely.
like we said in the beginning of, and if you're just coming in, welcome to the Jam Cellars Happy Hour with Sarah Jaffe tonight. This is benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, which is a really great fund to help out everybody in the music industry that, may fall on hard times. And it's certainly with the pandemic, so many of them have, with a lot of venues being down for a long time. So please click, share, throw a heart emoji up, something, because for every comment, there's going to be $1 donated to the fund, up to $2,500 just tonight alone. And Jam Cellars pledges $25,000 throughout the year. So please be a part of that while you're enjoying some music here. And it's easy to do by clicking the donate buttons or simply commenting along, because live music is coming back. And you've had a very interesting, almost like a history in live music. Like, again, at the beginning of the show, there's no genre for what I can figure out for what's, from working with, Eminem to Norah Jones. I mean, it's in all the olds, 97s in between, like it's really all over the place. And is that just something that you like to do because you don't want to be in like one place?
Probably.
Musically?
Yeah, I think when I'm writing for my own music, I would say that it's probably, I mean, I know that the centerpiece, the pivot point is always like lyrically based.
Yeah.
Like the lyrics have to satiate within for me to really get behind it. But I think really like the probably the game changer was when I started working with this hip hop producer, and it just kind of opened up my worlds in the writing sense, because
Really?
I think
I would have thought
really
beats. I would have thought the rhythm and the tempo.
rhythm,
and you're like, no, it's.
I mean, that is definitely a part of it. But I think when I focused, the Eminem thing, for example, like I was focused on a hook. Like when I started focusing my sights on like hook writing, like top lining.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I think it just brought out the things that I enjoy about writing, because I listen to everything. And I think when I started out, playing guitar and making a folk record that's how I knew to play music.
You thought that's what was going to, is that what you grew up
exactly.
with? Is that what you were surrounded with growing up?
I mean, I was definitely raised on folk music, but I listen to everything. Like I love pop music. I like sugary, sweet, rot your teeth out pop music. I love hip hop, like 90s hip hop all day. And they satiate the same parts of me, and that is just like killer melody, but the lyrics slap, and so, I think when I started working with the S1, the hip hop producer, and we really kind of, that was my first big collaborative effort. And I think I grew so much from that, I know, but I also just think I that part of it couldn't help but leak over into my own process. So yeah, if it feels right, I just kind of go off that vibe. But lyrics will always be front and center for me. Like there's got to be some sort of.
You're such a great storyteller. You're a picture painter. It's like,
thank you.
Even if you're not going through that heartbreak, or you're not going through that finding that love for the first time, like the way that you almost like very tongue in cheek, like, hey, cut the small talk, let's get over here. Like everybody knows that feeling. Like, get on my face, let's kiss, let's do this. It's such a good feeling.
It's the best feeling.
It's the best feeling. Oh God, you're always chasing that feeling. So the fact that you can put it into a song like that, like to get to relive it over and over again, I mean, that is such a talent.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's definitely.
Sorry, I put it that way.
No, I mean, it's the best. It's the best.
It's the best feeling.
All of the heartbreak EPs that I had, like the next record up, I was like, at that point I was like, miles ahead of the herd. And so coming fresh out of that, it was like, yeah, I mean, you're right. Music is just kind of like it is the best thing. It just translates, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. So I feel lucky that I get to do this.
Well, I mean, you get the gift of getting to make it and having that process, and we get the gift of getting, to hear it and, have our own experience with it. And what I think is really cool is, whether it is, from an early onset, like pulling something from your childhood, or just like, pulling like you said, like an influence from like a different producer, or working with a different artist and like learning maybe a little like kind of twist on something that maybe you've already done, and then you get to look at it in a whole new way, and then like a whole beautiful song comes out of that. Like, how long does it typically take you to work on a song?
That it varies. Like, there are magic moments where, like, Clementine is a good example. This song Clementine, that's well over a decade old. I wrote that song as a filler, and that took about I think I wrote it very quickly before a show. It was like 15, 20 minutes.
And it's had this repeated decade-long life.
Yeah. It feeds me, cool. That song. And then you have other songs that I think, might be like the next single, but I think, truth be told, none of them do as well as Clementine. But, that's a good problem to me.
Yeah.
So, it varies. It can take 20 minutes, or it can take sitting in a folder for a year and then being like, oh yeah, I forgot about that chorus. What do we do with this? Right. Sometimes like, it's like scrap parts, like I'll take like a verse from this thing over here and then put it with a chorus from this thing over here. And, like it's like a jack-o'-lantern of sorts, but
not to get too not in like a cerebral kind of way, because I can't write music. I mean, I love music. I schedule music. I program music. Like, music is my career. I just don't have the ability to make it. Do you think of music in almost a layered sense of here's this melody and here's this lyric and here's how this is going to come in, and it's almost like colors on top of each other?
Absolutely. Oh, okay. I can see it almost from like an aerial view sometimes, where, I think my lack of patience in everyday life translates in the music world to immediacy.
Right.
I want to be in the song immediately, and so that's what I strive for. So a lot of times I'll just know where the song needs to go well before I'm even in a studio. Yeah, it's a strange thing, and I think for me the hardest part is the language behind being in the studio, like, because I'm learning backwards essentially.
Right.
So a lot of the tech stuff, like we talked about, I'm still very much learning. I've always operated from like a feel base. Okay. And so a lot of times even though I know what needs to happen with the song, a lot of times the language around all of it is stunted. And so
you're trying to explain how you want it to sound, and they're trying to explain to you how to get there, like production value wise, and you're just like, hey, hook up front, let's do this. Let's just put that baby up front. And
exactly.
It must be a very interesting thing to put together songs and make, an album. And I mean, the last one you put out was a Smut not too long ago, but like, you've been, effectively putting out EPs and albums since 2008. And do you think, I mean, I don't mean this to be a rude question, because I'm honestly like really curious.
Yeah.
Do you think the songs will ever run out, or do you think they're just constantly being fed off of what happens every day?
No, I think it's a muscle. It's like the muscle doesn't go away if, if I'm doing my push-ups every day. I mean, I've written a lot of shitty songs, but I think that the practice of it is just as important. And by the way, I say this, like, not following my own rules. Can be extremely lazy and not work that muscle. But no, I think that there's always music to be made. That sounds very Bjork of me, but I really genuinely believe that. um, yeah, I don't know.
Now I've
Ask
got,
me in
I've
another
got
day.
human behavior in my head now. As soon as you said Bjork, I'm like, human behavior. God, I mean, that's like that kind of music. Yeah, timeless for sure.
Timeless, exactly.
Who do you listen to when you're trying to like cleanse your brain and just kind of turn it off a little bit? Like, is there like some musicians or some bands that you like to just dive into to just like turn it off?
I think more recently I've been really into Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Have you heard of this band?
I'm writing it down right now. Tell me more.
So good. They just released, well, fairly recently, within the last year, they released a record.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to a lot of like I said, new-ish like pop. That band Muna, I'm really into.
Mm-hmm.
I love the new Casey Musgraves record.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
talk about lyrics.
She's a perfect example of like someone that straddles the line of doing a great job of tipping her hat to like old country, like Patsy Cline kind of stuff, and then almost like
pop,
Robin electro pop, like it's a beautifully towed line.
Well
so
said.
that whole record, I really was inspired by that whole record because she made that shit look easy.
Right? And you know it's not.
And it sounds so expensive because it was, I'm sure. But it's just a great sounding record. I love that record. There's a lot of those lately, front to backers, like we call them, no skippers. So,
hey, what do you think about Adele's deal that she made with Spotify about turning the shuffle off on her new album? If you're going to listen to the album, you have to hear front to back.
I love the no shuffle rule.
I mean,
I think it's important. This goes back to the importance of an entire record.
Yeah.
I think that's, if any, thanks Adele.
The power of Adele.
No
Thanks
shuffling.
Adele. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
I remember being a kid and grabbing my vinyls at the Peaches records and tapes and running home and putting it straight onto the turntable. And there was no skipping song to song. You know, it was like you put that sucker on one and you let it go all the way through. Now, it might have been Duran Duran 7 and the Ragged Tiger, or it might have been Led Zeppelin. It could have been all over the place. But I feel like, albums should be listened to in that way.
It's an experience. And everything is intentional, you know. That's the point of a record.
You as the songwriter and the album producer would know that. Is
intentional. Yeah. Man, I didn't know she said that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Thanks, lady.
Like, all right, Adele.
Yeah.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks, girl.
If you had a few minutes to sit down with somebody that, was brand new in the industry, you could see had a ton of talent, maybe a little scatterbrained, like, what is some advice that you would give an artist coming into this whole new world, frankly? I mean, musically, with social media, with, I talked with a guy this morning who, like, his song took off on TikTok and now he's like #1 Shazam in the world. It's like, what kind of advice would you even possibly start with someone coming into this craziness? If they had the talent.
If they had the talent, I would say that, God, because TikTok's changed the whole
Hasn't it though?
The whole landscape. I would have to first then research, really know my shit on TikTok, and I don't.
Just come up with a fun dance.
There's this
6 seconds or
gross
less.
refusal to like learn about that shit. Well, it's a game of odds, really. Like,
yeah.
I would probably tell them the same thing that I want to hear sometimes, which is just put your head down and work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who's not guilty of really just kind of like diving in the black hole that is this strange comparison, whether you're consciously doing it or not. I think it's important for me to, in order to practice what I preach, to do that, to really learn what it is that I'm doing, to set one's ego and entitlement aside. We're not owed anything.
Yeah.
We're just not. And everyone has access to everything. So all you can do is put your head down and do the work and hope that it lands somewhere.
Well, and you never know where it's going to land, whether that's going
Yeah.
to be a live stream or a TikTok or heck, MySpace. I know you still got your
Yeah, and
MySpace
hey,
up, which I freaking love.
exactly. And work for that shit, you know, like I hate like this mentality that you can't, you know, there's so much like visual hype around it. Like there's no shame in like working a day job so that you can pursue music in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ego around that. In a lot of professions, but
It must be
especially
nice.
like musicians, just like the majority of the world we're all like working to being comfortable, right? Like everyone wants to be comfortable, but if you're pursuing music, it's
That
hard
is a different
work,
beast.
baby.
That
It
is
is
a
hard
different
work,
beast.
and it's a crapshoot. You do not know.
Well,
you know?
it's like, like you don't know. You don't know what's going to hit or when it's going to hit.
Yeah.
You just got to keep doing it. And then as you're doing it, you're picking up a fan base, you're picking up experiences, you're picking up, you know, your brand, your sound, and, you know, the
Exactly.
overused word brand. But, you know,
No,
again,
exactly,
I wouldn't name you a brand. I think you are very much such a unique individual that's doing, you know, this really great music, and just like lyrically, just bam, like, God, it's so good. The vocals are
Thank
amazing.
you.
The sound is good.
Making
And
me
I'm
blush,
thrilled.
Gianna.
Well, it's true. And I cannot wait to see you
you.
live.
Oh, hell yeah.
Live. I know we touched
Yes.
on it briefly earlier, but are you planning on like maybe kind of
I'm sure that
doing
I
your own
will.
thing or
In the year 2022.
22?
Wow.
All right, we'll post those
Feels
dates
weird saying
because
that.
I want to get out there and see ya. And then obviously that involves a live show, which is why we're here tonight. So let me just jump in again with the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, which I think is such a cool thing. And
amazing.
if you're watching and you're hanging out and you're learning, you know, us talk about like geeky music things, then please comment, share, like, and that way we can put more money into the fund. And we're doing these once a month. So, you know, jump in when you can. I know today is Giving Tuesday. So if you haven't given yet, feel free to do so. I know we're going to jump in with another song, but I did want to remind everybody that if you don't already, please go follow Sarah. And I mean, just earlier today and in the kitchen, I was like, hey, Alexa, play Sarah Jaffe. And like, you know, I had a whole playlist. It's that easy. So just kind of get into it as much as I have because it's been a really cool find. And I feel like super lucky to be able to share it with
so
you.
Much.
Here
I really
tonight.
appreciate that.
No, totally.
you
Like
so
we're new
much.
musicals. You're my new musical friend, and now I'm going to stalk you.
Hell yeah. Get
In
on
a
the
musical
Instagram,
fun way.
get on the Twitters,
All the
get
things.
on
'cause
my
you got to do the
lifeless
social medias.
TikTok.
Now you had mentioned, girl, I have like 2 TikToks. Don't worry. Like it's not a thing. You had mentioned that Clementine is like the song that from so long ago. It's still like even like tonight before the show, I was listening in the kitchen and it just pops out, and it's just such a great song.
Thank you.
When you wrote it, when you recorded it, when you heard it back, did you know it was going to be a thing?
Not even a little.
Wow.
There was actually just a little bit of, at a moment in time, I resented the song just because I didn't really understand why. Yeah.
I get that.
But I think, you know, speaking of cycles, I think I really came around to it and was able to see it through several different perspectives,
Okay.
you know, in the last 13 years. So
13.
it's
This
definitely
doesn't
not
seem
one
real.
that I would have predicted. But I'm glad it's there, you know.
Yeah. You're just like,
You know?
you wouldn't have picked it?
No. It's so funny to me. I also just vividly remember like having just a terrible time recording it because I just didn't understand. I didn't understand the appeal.
And yet,
And
for
yet
some
I did,
reason,
yeah.
it clicks, and you know, it's one of those things that, you know, has become like synonymous.
It's wild.
I think you know what, it's gonna sound like so like whatever because I'm supposed to use my words as a talker, but I'm like the song is just so cute and it's just so like friendly and I just want to hug it.
It is friendly.
Yeah.
She's friendly.
She's friendly.
Yeah.
Like we'd invite her to the party.
She'd be at the party for sure, but she's not the star of the show.
She's not the star of the show at all. No, but she is a beautiful, beautiful song, and
Thank
we would
you.
love to hear it if you wouldn't mind playing it for
You
us.
got it, homie. You got it.
Thank you. It's my daughter's favorite too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's not my favorite. It's my daughter's favorite.
I love that.
I have a
Okay.
different favorite.
States, 50 lines, 50 crying all the times, 50 boys, 50 lies, 50 I'm gonna change my mind, change my mind, change my mind. Now I feel indifferent. We were young, we were young, we were young, we didn't care. Is it gone? Is it gone? Is it floating in the air? Change my mind, change my mind. Now I feel indifferent. All that time wasted. I wish I was a little more delicate. I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my name was Clementine. 50 states, 50 lines, 50 crying all the times, 50 boys, 50 lies, 50 I'm gonna change my mind, change my mind, change my mind. Now I feel indifferent. We were young, we were young, we were young, we didn't care. Is it gone? Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's floating in the air. Change my mind, change my mind. Now I feel indifferent. Oh, that time wasted. I wish I was a little more delicate. I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my name was Clementine. Oh, that time wasted. I wish I was a little more delicate. I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my, I wish my name was Clementine.
I go, losing time again. You know,
Lost time.
it's the best. Like my head
Losing
just
time.
goes. It makes me want to get in a car, put the windows down, tie my hair back first because nobody can drive like that, and just think about life. Like, what am I driving away from? What am I driving towards? Like, I just love.
Are you
Whatever
do you like to drive?
Yeah,
I do too.
I am a driver.
Yeah. Do you ever get in the car like to go to the grocery store and then
Just
get
keep
to
going?
the grocery store and then just keep going? Yeah.
I've been known
That
to do
happens
it.
to me.
It's
Often.
it's a great place to think. It's a great place to just vibe out to your music and not have to take it in 2 minute and 3 minute and 5 minute increments where it can just
Yes.
kind of like live and breathe. And I love that. And I feel like a lot of our lives have been so compartmentalized, especially as of late, that now that things are
Yes.
opening back up and you can just go for a drive or just go to the park or go to a show and just kind of re-immerse yourself back into more than snippets of music, I think the world's going to be a much better place for it.
You said it best. Agree.
Wow. Speaking of that live music, it is a big part of what we're
Agree.
doing here tonight with the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. It's been so just instrumental in so many musicians and backline in front of house and like all the people that make it come together. That please feel free to click the donate button. You can comment, you can like, you can share. Everything helps in every little way. It's a great charity that I suggest that you all look more into if you love live music. These are the people that are making it happen, and getting Sarah back out on the road is most
Yes.
importante.
Yes.
And thank you for spending time with us tonight. I've certainly enjoyed getting to know you better.
It's been a pleasure. I really, really enjoyed it, and I love what you guys are doing. So important. So important. And
Well,
yeah, people just
more of it.
continue taking care of each other. It's
Well, that
lovely and inspiring to see.
that
So
please. You
thank
keep
you.
writing the lyrics though, because
Hell yeah,
I
girl.
got to tell you, lay low right now is what?
Hey,
it's
yeah. It's
a
hitting
good
me
one.
too. Yeah,
If you are
I feel
online
that.
with us, the 25 Days of Jam, it's coming up. It starts tomorrow. All kinds of giveaways, Bottle Rock tickets, all kinds of goodies, Yetis and things like that. So just make sure you're following along for the daily prizes. 25 Days of Jam. .jamsellers.com. Hopefully, Sarah will play along, win those Bottle Rock tickets, and we can hang out in Napa. Hey, girl, got her jam. Okay. I've got my butter tonight. So cheers to you.
I can't wait to try that out as well.
Nice. Let's make it a date. We will hang out in Napa at some point in the near future. You can play the jam pad or in the room
Absolutely.
there in downtown. And I can't wait to hear what you've been working on right now and getting it ready to put out into the world. Sarah Jaffe, thank you so
Hey,
much for being a part of this
salud. Thank you
night.
so much. Cheers.
Salute to y'all. Y'all go follow her, and we'll see you
Yes.
next time.
See you next time, girl. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.